What's going on, Mosh Pit Crew? Welcome to Geeking Out with the Metal Geek. I'm your host, the Metal Geek, and I have one thing to say. Welcome to the Geek Pit. Now, this guest, he is a former VPW champion. Let's give a warm Geeking Out welcome to Pretty Boy Johnny Collins.
I can hear the applause. Thank you. Thank you.
Wait, I actually might have applause back.
You have applause? You have sound effects?
I might have some applause. I might have some. You never know. No, I don't. I thought I did.
Don't worry. I'll clap for myself. What's up, man?
Yeah. I'm doing good. So, yeah.
Good.
Welcome. Thanks for accepting the invite to the show, by the way, Johnny.
Of course. You send invitations.
So,
I receive them, and I say.
Yeah. Or Geek would be like, there you go.
Yeah.
Rock on.
Yes.
Rock on. So, the first thing, here he is right now.
Hey!
Mr. Ryan is here.
What's up, Ryan? Hey, Ryan, do you like my Triple H Big Gulp? I'm currently drinking Trips. He tastes good.
The King of Kings, right there.
Fuck that.
What's up?
Nothing.
So, yeah, I was just about to say the King of Kings right there, you know?
Yes.
And
yes.
Yeah. And before we get started, I just have a huge announcement that Ryan Dust will be on the podcast tomorrow night. So, for those who are listening right now, Ryan Dust will be making an appearance on Geeking Out.
Yeah, so, Ryan. Woo.
Yeah. So, Johnny, anyway, first things first. How did you get your start in the wrestling business?
Let's see. I did backyard wrestling for a while. So that wasn't obviously like my start as a professional wrestler, but my roots in pro wrestling and my roots for like the love of pro wrestling goes way back to when I was, messing around on the trampoline with my friends. And then when I was 17, I got trained by a guy named Joe Ocasio. You might know him. He's kind of all over right now doing all sorts of stuff. But he trained me. I had my first match when I was a senior in high school. I was 18 years old. Beat Private Party for the tag team championships.
Wow.
And the rest is kind of history. I had no business being in there at 18 with them, but I did it, and I never looked back. It was really a lot of fun. It was really pretty cool experience.
Yeah. So you got your start by watching Joe Ocasio. I mean, he's killing it right now with what is it? Championship Wrestling Entertainment, right?
Correct. Yeah, I actually
I believe
hosted their first show. Yeah, I was the
Yeah.
I like to think of myself as like the Miz. No, totally kidding. I did like the announcing and stuff like that. Yeah, he just won the championship there. But besides that, he's been in like NWA and he's done like All Elite stuff and he's been around. So he trained me.
Yeah, and that's such a great idea. I mean, to have wrestling in a theater, I don't think that's been done before.
To my knowledge, excuse me. To my knowledge, no. This is like I told him at the end of that show that the Championship Entertainment Theater is probably the most unique concept I've ever seen. And for those that don't know, basically it's like medieval times style, where when you buy your ticket, you are put in a colored section. So you might be in red, blue, yellow, green, and depending on what color section you're in is what wrestler you cheer for, because that wrestler will come out wearing, the corresponding gear. And it's such a fun thing. Like, at first I did not understand how this was going to work. I was like, I don't know about this. I'm a believer. I think it's great, and I think that everybody should go to at least one if you're uh, in New York, because it's a really it's a fun time. It's a really fun time.
Yeah, I mean, there's basically no heroes and faces. Like the dynamic is so different now. There's a different colored sections now. Instead of there being a story between a good guy versus a bad guy, there's different teams now, which is very different now.
Yeah, it really I found that the audience was really very into it. They really latched on to the color concept, and it was a very cool thing. A lot of really really talented guys were on the first show, and who knows, maybe I'll hop in the ring.
Yeah, exactly. So, so who is like some of your inspirations to become a professional wrestler? The guy that you saw and said, "I want to do this."
So originally, my mom got me into wrestling, so I always credit inspiration to her. But as far as like you're asking about like a wrestler that I saw and was like, oh yep,
Yeah, yeah,
I want to be like him.
yes.
This is like kind of a random answer. Paul London. Do you remember
Paul
Paul
London's
London?
awesome. Paul
So
London's awesome, but
I watched a match. He was the first match I ever saw. I think it was him versus Billy Kidman for the Cruiserweight Championship. And I remember he came out with the fur jacket. That was sort of where I got the inspiration to wear, the fur gear and all that. He came out with the fur jacket. He had the mask on. He was the champion, and he would do like his entrance was like he would go on the top rope and he would do like a backflip off the top rope. And I remember watching him and being like, wow, I like him. Like there's something about him. So believe it or not, Paul London was the first guy that I saw that I was like, oh yeah, I wanna do that. I want to do that. And then fun fact, later, much later, when I was, so I started watching wrestling when I was 6 years old. And I saw the thing with Paul London, and then I'm 18 years old. Fast forward to when I'm 18, I was at a Warriors of Wrestling show. I was on the show, and Paul London was on the show. So I was like, oh, I feel like I gotta say something to him. Like he literally was my inspiration. I didn't even have to say anything to him. Dude makes a beeline right for me, and he shakes my hand and gives me a hug. I have never met this man before in my life. And I look at him and I'm like, hey man. And he's like, dude, what's up? How you been? So he must have thought I was somebody else, but I was like loving it. I was like, oh my goodness. And I looked at him and I'm like, we never met before. He's like, really? Really? No, I feel like we know each other. He's probably like ribbing me, but it was a really kind of cool experience. And then I did end up telling him, hey man, like I watched, like the first match I ever saw was with you, and you were a big inspiration to me. And long story short, Paul London and I are BFFs.
that's amazing. Yeah.
It was really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Paul London is such an underrated wrestler. It's unbelievable because I remember way back then, even before he made it to WWE, watching his matches with Bryan Danielson and watching his matches with Samoa Joe,
Yeah.
and his match with AJ Styles had me hooked.
Dude, like
Back then.
next level stuff. Like I remember I was always very into like the more like unique guys and like the really like charismatic guys, like the guys that came out with like different gear. Like I was a big Jeff Hardy fan, and like so guys like that I was always drawn to. And I just remember seeing Paul London and I was like, whoa. And that was before I really knew anything about wrestling. I just was like fixated on like his presentation. And I just it was cool. It was cool how it kind of came full circle.
Yeah. So, what would you say your favorite Paul London matches are?
My favorite, say that again.
Paul London matches. What would you say your favorite Paul London matches are?
I honestly I love I loved his thing with Billy Kidman.
Mhm.
I thought that was a really fun rivalry. I loved when he teamed with Brian Kendrick. I remember when they were the tag champs. I don't know if I have like an exact match that is my favorite. Honestly, probably by default, since it was the first one I ever saw, him versus Billy Kidman for the cruiserweight title. That's probably the one that I would say, and it was on SmackDown. Wasn't like a pay per view or anything. It was on SmackDown in
Yeah,
like 2005
yeah,
or 2006.
yeah. You talk about Paul London back then. I mean, today, if like because WWE likes to focus on like the smaller guys, do you think Paul London would get over more today than he would like 10 years ago?
That's a great question because you know what? Like I feel like Paul London, even though he was a smaller guy, I feel that he was extremely over. You know,
Mhm.
he was one of the top cruiserweights. And honestly, he was probably the top babyface that WWE had at that point for a really long time. Like it was so difficult to hate him. Nobody wanted to hate Paul London. So I don't know. That's an interesting question. I mean, I feel like you know, the only way to sort of see if he would get more over now is if he was on television now. But I mean, I would say that Paul London was always definitely like an over kind of talent
Mhm.
when he was wrestling for sure.
Yeah, because you have guys like Seth Rollins, who him and Rollins could just tear it up in the match.
Yeah, that'd be a fun match. I would like to see that. I would
You
like
have
to see
AJ
that.
Styles, you have
Yes.
guys like Brian Danielson. So I mean,
What
I
about
feel like if
how about Mustafa Ali
that would be a fun
against
match as well.
Paul London? Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah.
Someone put me in charge of booking. Just kidding. I don't want that
Put
responsibility.
you could be the Paul Heyman of WWE. There you go.
Hi, Serena.
What's going on? See where it's Paul London was great and such a high flyer, but I feel a lot of people forgotten about him.
You know what? I think it goes back to what you said before, Geek, that he's like underrated. You know, I doubt.
Mhm.
Did you expect me to say Paul London was the guy that got me like to be inspired to be a wrestler? Probably not, right?
Yeah,
So
look at this. We're
yeah,
having like a 15-minute conversation about Paul
about Paul
London.
London, yeah,
So he's not that underrated if I think he's that good. And
he's great.
the
He's
matches,
great, and you know what? He's a nice guy too. So that's really what I give a shit about. He's just a nice person.
another great match from Paul London, I'd recommend you watch. I don't know if you've seen it. Paul London versus Michael Sheen in a unsanctioned match.
I have not seen that one.
You have to see this match from Ring of Honor.
Very interesting. You're gonna have to send me that.
Paul London, Michael Sheen, Paul London versus Samoa Joe,
Yeah, that I've
and
seen.
Paul London, Brian Danielson. Probably, and Paul London, AJ Styles are matches you have to see.
Yes, yes, yes.
Those are my personal favorite Paul London matches. But
Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong with any PL match.
so Johnny, who are some of your dream opponents? You'd say.
So on the independent circuit right now,
Yeah, yeah.
let's see. I don't know, man. That's a great question. I've had the privilege of wrestling a lot of people, but oh, I'm thinking of some guys that I would want to wrestle. Um, let's see. Even though we're in a team, Steve Somerset, Steve Azure, who else? Those are like my best friends in the business. So of course I'd wanna like kind of get in there with them. Dante Drago, who I have not wrestled. I've wrestled with him, but I've never wrestled against him. Phil Cardigan. Phil Cardigan for sure. And what is that? 4? Those are my top 4. Those are my top 4. Steve Somerset, Steve Azure. Who else did I just say? Dante and Phil Cardigan.
Yeah. Who would you team with? Would you team with Bryce again or
Hell no.
You're done with that?
No,
I had to throw that one.
I would team. Who would you want to see me team with? How about that?
Who would you want? Who? All right. Here's the question: who would everyone in the chat? Who would you like to see Johnny Collins team with? And I'll let you know who I would like to see Johnny team with.
Yeah,
because I want to think outside the box here. I think you and a Joey Conway tag team would be really good.
Interesting. I have someone in my head who I want to team with. We teamed once, and it was quite possibly the most fun I've ever had in a ring ever. Should I say it, or should I wait? Should I wait for responses, or should I say it?
I'm waiting for responses right now.
All right, and then I'll say it.
I was gonna say we can't forget about Phil.
Yeah, Phil. Woo!
We have to see a Johnny Collins and Phil match now, man. Right?
Yeah,
this match has.
We got to square off. Yeah, we got to square off. I have no beef with Phil Cardigan, by the way. But we could create some, damn it. I stole his creamer from his coffee. We wrestled briefly in the Gold Rush Rumble this year, actually. But it was like a quick sort of altercation, and then Bufa came in and tried to kick my head off. It really was unpleasant, but yeah, it was fun. I would love to wrestle Phil for sure.
Another one, honorable mention. I would like to see Johnny Collins and Evil Kip as a tag team for some reason. I don't know.
All right. Yeah. I'm gonna tell you who I would want to team with. Ryan Galeone.
Oh man, that's right there.
Ryan Galeone. We teamed. He was, if you remember, he was the third honorary member of Pretty Likable. He took Steve Azure's place because Steve Azure was doing a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament in Las Vegas, and Ryan Galeone was the third member of Pretty Likable, and we had so much fun. So I would love to team with Ryan Galeone.
I enjoyed Ryan in that sweater vest.
Yeah, so did I.
That was actually fun.
Dude, he is dreamy.
Yeah, Ryan Galeone's amazing. He was just in the Psycho Circus, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he just made an appearance in the Psycho Circus. It was amazing.
Nice. Very good.
So he was a surprise appearance, by the way.
Damn. He's surprising everybody. He was the surprise member, Pretty Likable, surprise opponent in Psycho Circus.
Yeah.
He's all over.
Yeah. Serena says she would love to see Pat Fitzpatrick from BPW team up. From NYWC, she would like to see the Big O or Jorge La Bestia.
Give me Big O.
Big O.
Give me Big O.
Dr. Cool or Eric James. There's a match right there.
Interesting. Wait.
As a tag team?
As a tag
team or opponent?
Come on, Ryan. Hello, Dominic. Dominic just said hello. I'm back. Hello. Where did you go, Dominic? I would like to know.
I miss Ryan. He should come back.
I second that.
Ryan should come back. We all miss Ryan.
Tag.
You know?
Tag. Yeah, we miss Ryan. Ryan.
Leo Sparrow's another one.
I would love to see you face Leo Sparrow. You know what? I hate lettuce. Fun fact, I absolutely hate lettuce. I don't eat salad. I eat healthy. I just don't eat salad. So I think that Leo and I have our beef right there. He's mad.
Mhm.
He would probably be very upset at me that I don't like my salad, my greens, and that's okay.
Sorry, I get mad at greens too. Don't feel
Yeah,
bad.
I like asparagus. You know, you want to throw asparagus at me? Fine. Throw a piece of lettuce at my face. Now we got a problem. There's the match right there. Book it,
I
VPW.
see. I see Johnny taking the title from Eric.
Oh, burn, Serena, burn.
There's a lot of people like to take the title from Eric.
Like Jack, like Jackie Poo.
Jack. Oh man, crybaby right there. Who
Oh,
keeps saying he's got Shadow Man?
hey man, he did. It happened to me, bro.
They did try to shadow ban you though, right?
Yeah, they
I
did.
mean,
And they're
they did.
literally repeating history. So that's why I tweeted Jack. I don't know if you saw it. I was like, "Hey man, you'll be fine." I was their champion and they didn't promote me, so you'll be
Not
okay.
only that, they kept making you face the same opponent after you beat them.
It's true. It's true. This is true.
It it's like because they didn't trust that because they kept saying, "Oh," it's like because they kept thinking, "Oh, we're gonna get this guy the title off him." There
And they
was
could
some
and
conspiracy.
they
They
literally
couldn't.
couldn't.
They couldn't.
They literally couldn't do
No,
it. Why couldn't they do it, Metal Geek? Tell me why they couldn't do it.
they couldn't do it because Johnny Collins is money right there. Because the whole crowd. All right, can we talk about that for a minute? When
Sure.
Johnny Collins won the title at BPW, everyone was chanting, "We want Johnny," even before Johnny came out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, how does it feel being the heel in this match and people chanting, "We want Johnny"?
Dude, you know what? It wasn't even about like being a heel or being a babyface. For me, it was like the crowd just like they just appreciated what I was doing. And that's all I ever
Mhm,
wanted.
mhm,
I didn't care if people liked me, if they didn't like me, whatever. Because when I came back for in like the post kind of COVID era of Victory Pro Wrestling, I wasn't a character. I was me. Sure, I like dressed up a little bit extravagant and whatever, but ultimately I was me. So the way I am, and like you know me, the way I am is if you're cool with me, I'm cool with you. If you don't like me, that's fine. I don't like you. You know? So like that was the whole Johnny Collins persona moving forward was like, listen, man, I'm just going to work my ass off and be at the top of the company because that's where I deserve to be. And for whatever reason, VPW didn't want me there. They didn't see me as their guy. And I took great pleasure in winning the belt and shoving it up their ass, to be completely honest with you. So, I actually, when I was in the back and I heard everybody screaming and yelling for Johnny Collins, I was yelling at the owner of the company saying, "Do you hear that? Do you hear that? You don't want me to win the belt, but I am making you money, cash money, honey." That's where the cash money, honey thing came from. Was I felt that I was, putting people in the seats. And I'm sure if you ask the majority of the fans why they came to VPW, it was to see Johnny Collins and the Even Stevens. They didn't care about a lot of the other guys that were on the show, but they cared about the three of us. So that's sort of how that whole Cash Money Honey thing came to be. And that's really like, I honestly, when I heard everyone, chanting for me, whatever, I was like, you're damn right. You're damn right. They're chanting for me because they know I'm going to entertain them.
mhm.
Everybody
Exactly.
else needs to step their game up. Sorry.
Mhm. Exactly. They were chanting, "We want Johnny" right before even before you even step foot in the ring.
Yeah,
And I remember,
I think they did at the beginning of
sorry,
the show, as soon as the show opened. So they
yeah,
were doing that all night.
I remember those lines were ridiculous too to get into the building too.
Hmm.
They gotten worse as you got that title opportunity too. Because I
Yeah, it
remember,
seems like
sorry,
everybody wanted to see me win. It was cool.
I remember during the start of the pandemic, the BPW. I can't blame it because the pandemic and everything. Stuff a lot of stuff was shut down,
Yeah.
and then you cut that promo. I think it was on Coach. Was it Coach? Coach's dad.
It was on his
I
day.
believe it was on his dad. You cut it right on his dad. That place went nuts for that promo, and they're like, that was one of the best promos I think I've seen in BPW. Yeah.
Oh, well, that means a lot to me. Thank you. I appreciate that. I don't think Coach's dad appreciated it, but something had to be done, man. Coachy wasn't taking me seriously, but after that, he kind of started paying attention to me. So, and now
and,
Coach is retired,
and
so
then
jokes on him.
yeah, you were the man that had to retire Coach Mamone right there. So the man I'm talking to right now, he retired Coach. But anyway, how does it feel to actually have the last match with Coach Mamone? An honest question.
Yeah, it was honestly, dude, it was heavy, like for sure. It's no secret. Coach and I are best friends. He's like a brother to me. We started in this whole wrestling thing around the same time. We've shared a lot of really like important sort of moments with each other. We've traveled everywhere together. Yeah, he's like an older brother to me. So it was probably one of the coolest things that I've ever done in my career. And just to be able to kind of like be the one to put the bow on his career at the end of it, like for the two of us to sort of have that program together. It really like it's not something I took lightly. And I think he would say the same, that it was like just such a surreal thing. Like it was really it was a really very cool moment. And I'm honored to have been the one to kind of, be in there for his last match. It was yeah, it was crazy for sure.
I was going for you during that match because wanted you to keep that belt, but at the same time, I didn't want to see Coach retire. You know what I mean? And it was kind of a sad moment for me. You know,
Dude, I didn't
but
want to
I
see
think I
retire.
what?
I was
But
wrestling him.
yeah, what's up?
I was saying I didn't want to see Coach retire, and I was wrestling him.
Yeah, it was such a sad moment for a lot of people. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
I didn't. Sorry.
what were you gonna say?
No, I didn't want to see you lose the belt either.
I didn't want to lose the belt.
So I was like, oh no, it's like it's a double-edged sword now. What do we do here? Right?
Yeah. Yeah, it was hard. And you know what? Looking back, I think I said this in another interview, maybe with Papa Dank, but it's true, and I'll say it every chance I get to. I wish that I sort of saw things differently at that point. Um, I was so happy that I retained the strap. That was all I cared about. Looking back, I wish that I was able to sort of put that aside, go back out into the ring and just give him a hug. That would have been really cool, but it obviously didn't turn out that way. Everybody
No.
else went out there and sort of gave him a send off, which he deserved. So I'm glad that they were able to do that for him.
Yeah. And they kept it kayfabe, man, keeping everyone backstage. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
You know, with the because like I said, it kept you kept it like kayfabe. It was all business in the ring. So
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I yeah, we him and I tried to always keep it as business as we could.
But yeah, still a great match. It's still a great rivalry, and so to speak, you have a relationship with the Even Stevens. How did that relationship come about? Like, how did you guys start working together?
So my relationship with Steve Somerset goes way back. The first day that I stepped into wrestling school, he was there, and him and I sort of hit it off immediately. So our friendship goes way back, probably like 7 or 8 years of just maybe less, but around there. I don't know. It goes way back regardless. And so he left the school that we were at when we first started, and he went to Creative Pro. And I was also looking to leave and go to Creative Pro, which I ultimately did. Him and I were at Creative Pro. Steve Somerset and I were at Creative Pro, and in walked Steven Azure, and the two of them got paired together as a tag team. And I don't exactly remember how the idea came about for the three of us to team together, but ultimately the three of us, team together, and we're super close. Like, I said, Coach is my best friend in the wrestling business. So are those two guys. We're just the dynamic of Pretty Likable. The three of us work so well because the three of us are legitimately best friends, and we're just having a good time when we go out there. So like, when you see the three of us like laughing and like joking around and whatever, like that's all like just the three of us messing around, being idiots together. So yeah, it sort of just came about um because of our connection at Creative Pro.
Yeah, so yeah, that's just so awesome, you know? And, here's an oddball question. What is your favorite food, Johnny?
My favorite food. Ooh,
Oddball question.
I love that. My favorite food is it changes on a month to month basis. Right now, I love burritos. I love burritos, and I love a little vegetable on the side. Usually I'll do like string beans or asparagus. But yeah, I like the burrito because you can just put like everything in it and it's just amazing, you know?
Uh-huh. There's a place actually that has good Mexican food.
Yeah.
It's called Takumi Taco. It's
It-
Japanese inspired Mexican food.
Really?
Yes, it's really, really good. It's
This is
like
the
they're
kind of
fried.
conversation I want to have. Tell me about this.
Alright, alright, you wanna hear more about it? Okay.
Yes.
So they're fried tacos. So the taco shells are kind of fried and they're extra crunchier
Wow.
because like kinda like, when you go to like the Chinese restaurant and you have the chips and the duck sauce?
Yeah.
That's what they serve the tacos in.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, that's game changing. Where is this place?
It's called Takumi Taco. There's a couple in the city,
Oh my,
and there's
why didn't
one
we do
City
the
Field.
interview there? Why are we doing the interview virtually? Why didn't we do it at this taco place? Come on, man.
Man, we should've just done it. Takumi Taco, shout out right now, man,
Shout
alright?
out. Shout out.
Yeah,
Sponsor the pod. Get
it's
me some food. Support
Takumi
my addiction. Awesome food. Awesome
There
food.
are they're ru
I'll take
you
your
have to
word.
look this after this interview, you gotta look this place up, I swear, man.
Can I
This
look it up
place is
now?
absolute.
Can I look it up
Yeah,
now?
look at
What's it called?
Tak
How do I
Takumi
spell it?
Taco. I'll screen share it so we could there we go. So we could see it on the screen.
Takumi Takumi? Wait, Takumi Taco.
Yeah.
Okay, I see it. I'd like to see the whoa. Okay, this
So
is
this
the
place
first
now
that's the first picture that just came up. Look at that. Look at that.
look at
Okay,
that taco right there.
okay, viewers. Okay, viewers. Are you hungry? Because I'm starving.
Look at this. Let's share the screen. We can share the screen now.
This is great. This is excellent.
There you go.
Wow.
Look at that place, man. You
Japanese
know?
inspired Mexican.
Look at those taco shells. You can't tell me those taco shells are not good, man. You know?
I just ordered the taco shells.
Mhm. They're like fried tacos, yeah, basically.
That's incredible. Wow. Like, look at how happy that dog looks. That dog is like, yes, I am about to feast and I'm very happy about it.
So you got City Field, and then you got 4 locations in the city right there.
Oh my goodness. Well, that's great. That's definitely on my list of places.
That's a game-changing place right there, man. You know,
That might change my life. That might
they
change
just
my
need to
life.
open one on Long Island. That's all they need to do is open one on Long Island.
I'm gonna
Let's
get a
go.
date. I'm gonna get a date, and I'm gonna take the date to the taco place, and I'll show
Yeah.
that date this interview.
Damn it.
I'll say, baby girl, check
She's
out this
like,
interview. Worth every penny. All
worth,
right.
worth every penny.
That's good to know because I will be treating. I will be treating. I
He'll
like
be
to think
treating.
I'm a gentleman. I like to think I'm a
After
gentleman.
VPW, Takumi Tacos. Someone, come on. Anyone?
Anyone?
No?
Anyone want to come with me? I think that's a no. Nobody in the chat was enticed by my offer. It's okay. I'm used to rejection.
I think we talked about it, but she wanted to know. I heard you hosted your first ever wrestling show. Would you host it again?
I did host my first wrestling show. Thank you so much, Serena, for bringing that up. I had so much fun. If you know me, you know that I like to talk and I like to run my mouth. I just was the entire time I was talking. The one thing that kind of stunk was the microphone was not great. So I ditched it and just started yelling, and everyone loved that. You know, we work with what we have, but it was a blast. Thank you, Serena, for asking. I made a video about it if you want to check it out. But yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, if you could get into the ring with anyone from Championship Entertainment Theater, who would it be?
Oh, that's tough. How are you gonna do that? How are you gonna ask me that? Oh, I hate to give these lists, right? Because I have like a list of people, but obviously Joe Ocasio is up there because he trained me. The Sicilian Slammer is an absolute lunatic, and I'd like to kind of like try my luck with that. I think I'm a lot faster than him and possibly have more brain cells than he does, so maybe I'd be able to win that one. Alvin, absolute Alvin, is there. You know, love to get in there with him. He had a T-shirt on that said that he likes to cuddle with cats. I don't know why I brought that up. I just felt like I needed to share that with you. Brother Greatness is there. I'd love to wrestle Brother Greatness. I'm really not answering your question. I'm just giving a really long list of people that I'd like to wrestle. Dixon is there, my former tag team partner. We have some unfinished business. I beat his ass at the last Lucharitos show. Might want to whoop him again. Who knows? You know. So I got some scores I want to settle for sure. In the theater in which champions come to entertain.
I want to see you and Man Bun Jesus, to be honest with you.
Oh, me and Man Bun? Yo, Man Bun?
Yeah, you.
I love Man Bun.
He's so awesome, man. Yeah. Super nice guy too.
Yo, he won this battle royal that I sprung it on the participants when they had their final four. I was like, hey guys, sorry, timeout. It's a fatal four-way match, and they all freaked out. Man Bun Jesus won. So yeah, he I think he wrestled Ocasio in the main event on Friday. They do shows weekly, by the way.
Weekly? They do them weekly?
Every Friday night, yeah. So
I didn't know they do them weekly. I thought it was like twice a month or 3 times. So it's every single week?
Every single week, man, yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah.
It's real cool, dude. It's real cool. Everybody, it's a really cool environment. But yeah, anyway, so I don't know. That was my long list of people I'd like to get in there with.
I gotta come down to this Championship Theater Entertainment, man.
Heck
it seems like it's
man.
popping over there.
Yeah, yo, it is the place to be. And speaking of burritos, they have burritos right next door. So yeah.
It's every Friday from now throughout the summer.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. All right.
Yeah, Keith, you were right. I think they took a break for maybe a week because it was Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah. So, but it's every Friday.
Now it's every Friday. So
I should come on down, man. You know.
Yeah, man.
So
Absolutely.
Ryan Dust is like, it's like I just
I
ate
just ate
dinner.
dinner.
Don't make
Don't
me.
make me more hungry.
That Ryan Dust man, he's
Bro,
so awesome.
all I do is eat. All I do is eat. I always think about food. I am always hungry. It's every Friday.
But
Yeah.
yeah,
Sorry, I was just looking at Serena's comment, but yeah, man,
no,
it's great.
I had the wrong one. He's like, "You're welcome. I heard from your vlog, which everyone can check out on YouTube." And
Look
she's
at
plugging it
Serena
for you.
plugging my vlog for me.
She's helping out everybody. She's so awesome. She's helping out me. She's helping out Papa Dank. She's helping out Johnny. You know, she's such an awesome person. You know,
Amazing. Amazing.
yeah. So
Yeah.
man, I had to say about you just hit was it 60,000 on YouTube? I believe. I think recently
66,000.
66,000. Man, you're just killing it on YouTube. What is your secret and how are you growing so fast on YouTube?
So I know we talk about this all the time, and I like to be able to sort of give my perspective on YouTube. There's no easy way to grow at all, like straight up. Everybody asks me all the time, like, what's the secret? There is no secret. Hard work. You have to post constantly. You have to be obsessed with this. Like, you have to be okay with making this YouTube thing your life, right? It can't just be like a hobby where you post every month or whatever. Like, if you want to grow, you have to do it regularly. It's like, have you ever heard of, I think it's like the 10,000 hour rule or something like that, where if you want to be good at something, you have to practice it for at least 10,000 hours to even scratch the surface of any potential that you might have. So I think that the more consistent you are and the more you post, the better results you're going to have. You don't say that you're going to show up to work once a week, right? That doesn't happen. You show up to work every single day ready to work your ass off. That's how I sort of approach YouTube is, I work every single day on it. Um and it's hard. It's not easy. I post like 5 YouTube shorts every single day. I post anywhere from 2 vlogs per week, and things have been a little bit difficult with my schedule right now, so I've kind of been doing it once a week. But the YouTube Shorts thing, that's like 5 of them every single day, 5 or 6 every day, and it's not easy, man. It's not easy. You got to kind of devote yourself to something, and just know that the hard work you're putting in will eventually pay off.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, for example, I want to see if I could dip my toes into different little things. You know what I mean? Like music, wrestling, geek culture. You know, I'm trying all these different things just so, you know, because maybe I want to get a broader audience, and if that makes sense.
Yeah, man, that makes perfect sense. And I think too, what's interesting about us as human beings is like, we're not just into one thing, right? Like, we
Mm.
all have different things that we're into, and it kind of like gets me angry when I hear like these like YouTubers say, "Oh, find your niche." What does that mean? Like, okay, let me just post about one thing for the rest of my life, no matter if I like it or not. That's not like real life. As
No.
human beings, we change, we grow, we evolve, we, are into different things at different times. Like, so it's very difficult to say, like, yeah, just post about one thing. I think that, you know, your YouTube channel and my YouTube channel certainly is a reflection of me as a person, right? Like, I've grown and I've changed over the years, and I think that my channel reflects that. And I think that, if you're watching me, you sort of can watch me grow, and you can watch me sort of evolve into the person that I am today. So I think that's awesome, man. I think it's great, to try to sort of incorporate um different kind of things that you're interested in. and sort of make one big community where now you're connecting a whole bunch of different people that maybe the musician didn't know anything about pro wrestling, right? Now the musician can check it out, you know?
Uh-huh.
Same thing
Or
with
the pro wrestling.
right? It's like,
Exactly.
okay, you sort of intermingle everything and now everybody's connected, you know? I think the internet has done a lot of really horrible things for people, but it's also done a lot of really great things. And I think that that community sense that you're sort of talking about right now is one of those great things, you know?
For me as a podcaster, like, and I feel you feel the same way because you're a YouTube content creator and also a wrestler as well. You have different types of communities. You have a content creator community where you're kind of in competition, but you're not really. You're there more to help each other out because that's the only way to grow on YouTube is to help each other out because you never know. That content creator could say, you know what? He helped me out. I'm going to give him this advice. You know what I mean?
And you know what?
So,
I think the whole competition thing is bullshit. The only person you should be competing with is yourself. You know, and you should try to outdo yourself. Shouldn't be comparing yourself to other people. I think that that's a really toxic thing to be doing. You know, you could look up to other people, right? I think that's a really beautiful thing having someone to look up to and sort of model yourself after. But you know, when you start, this is where the negativity comes in. When you start looking at other people, maybe celebrities, whatever that you're comparing yourself to, a lot of times really bad things come out of that because those, you know, influencers, those celebrities, they're showing you the very best part of their life. They're showing you what they want you to see, right? So it's like that's not healthy, you know? So
no.
I think it's really important to sort of pull everybody that's behind you up with you, you know? Bring everybody up. Don't bring people down. There's enough negativity out there, man. There's no need to sort of contribute to that you know, negative outlook that a lot of people sort of subscribe to, you know?
And not only that, it's also to not be in competition with people. It's also great because then you have people like Papa Dank and Ryan Dust in your chat, and then you could be in their chat. You know what I mean? Supporting
Yeah.
each other. So that's you don't want to come to that level where you're like, okay, I'm better than everybody else, and then nobody supports you. Then you get no fanfare.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that 100%.
That's why I just think on my personal opinion is that because like you two has such a great community. So
Yeah, and I think you know, it's there, you know, there's the bad part of it, right? But I think that if you look for the good's going to find you. So, you know.
mhm. So I know I had to bring this up, but what was your opinion on the mermaid outfit that you wore for your match with Jack?
Oh, my gear. There's
Your
actually
gear, yeah.
there's actually a lot of significant meaning behind that, believe it or not. The gear itself. My my grandpa is a big fisherman, and
Yeah.
he's had a really integral part in my life and in raising me actually. So you know, a lot of the inspiration for that gear actually came from him and just his fishing background. You know, like the tights themselves have like, you know, scales on them like fish. The PB logo that, you know, is on my t-shirt is in fish net on the side, and then there's like copper fish scales I think on the butt that say Collins. So yeah, there's a deep meaning or a deeper meaning to that gear than, you know, what a lot of people saw. And I never really got to explain that. So thank you for asking me that.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
a
who
good.
designed it? Who designed it also?
I did. I did.
Oh,
I
you
drew it up. I drew it up and then I sent it to a gear maker, and she made it for me. I don't know if she makes stuff anymore, but her name is Ava Bros BROZ. I think it's just called like Bros Design or something like that. But she's great, and she took all the drawings that I sent to her. And it's funny what I actually used to do when I had my Xbox working. I would make my gear on the WWE video games so that the gear maker could better like visualize what I drew up, because sometimes like and this was when I first started kind of looking into gear makers, they'd be like, I don't understand what you want. And then I found Ava, and she automatically was like, yep, got it, no problem. And she was great. So yeah, can't say enough good things about her.
Shouts out to WWE 2K, man, for
Yeah,
you design the gear and say, I don't know how to do this. Oh wait, now I do. There you go. This is what I
I
want.
did that.
Oh, okay.
I did that with the first gear person that I went back and forth with, because they did not understand my drawing that I drew up. And okay, not to brag or anything, I'm like a pretty decent artist. I took art all throughout high school and college. So like I could draw, right? Like I could paint, I could draw. So I don't know what the deal was with the original gear maker that I had, that they couldn't understand what I was just like, okay, well, I need to find somebody else. And I did. And then I didn't have to resort to going to the WWE 2K route for much longer. But yeah, it was just kind of a cool little fun fact.
Yeah. I thought it was no gimmick gear that made that. I'm like, because she does great work too as well.
Yeah, it wasn't her. It was Ava Bros. I'm butchering her name. I'm sorry, Ava.
But anyway, she did do a killer design anyway. So
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, no,
that
she
was a kill. That was a
her.
yeah, killer design. And anyway, I think you should just bring it back, just because Little Mermaid is such a big hit right now in the box
Actually,
office.
I'm wearing it right now. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No.
Wearing it.
There you go. Because Lisa Arn wanted to know about if you still had the gear. So
I do. Yeah, I keep all my gear. No matter how old it is, I keep it. Because I just think it's like cool to hold on to that kind of like nostalgia aspect, right? Like you don't want to throw something away or sell it or anything like that. You just wanted to hang on to it. So that's kind of what I do with my wrestling gear. I hoard it in my room in the corner, and it's like my shrine, and my shrine to myself. That sounds
yeah,
narcissistic, but it's true.
yeah. Ryan Dust makes good gear too on WWE 2K. We got to shout out to him right now.
Heck yeah, he does. Ryan Dust made a documentary about me. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that documentary. That documentary was awesome, by the way. You
Ryan's
know?
the best. That was all in Ryan's editing. I just sat here and answered his questions.
Ryan Dust gives good advice also. So such a good guy, you know?
Yeah, Ryan Dust. Let's give it up for Ryan Dust, everybody.
Ryan Dust, man, the chat, man. Yeah. And he did your entrance too. Don't forget that one too.
That's true. That's true. He made
He,
my entrance.
no, your actual entrance at BPW.
Oh, like he announced me. Yeah, yeah.
He announced your entrance that one time. You know?
Yes, he
I
did.
thought
Yes, he
that
did.
was so awesome. You know?
Happy to
Shouts out to
happy to
him.
let him do that. Happy to let him do that.
He, cheap plug right there. The vlogging champion
Up
up
on
on
YouTube
YouTube
now.
now.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking also back to YouTube, I just want to say thanks for actually putting that clip from our interview in one. I think it was in one of your shorts, by the way.
Yeah, it probably was. It probably was. Yeah, I like to use shorts for sure.
Yeah. And my first interview solo was actually with you. Actually, I think it was the
Yeah.
night after. It was actually the night after you won the Rumble, the what was it, the VPW Rumble,
Oh,
the
okay.
Gold Rush Rumble, when you won the
Yes,
Gold Rush
yes.
Rumble.
I was in my pink gear, and yes, I remember that. I remember that.
Yeah, and yeah, you were just yelling at everyone that night, man. You were all fired up. You're like, yeah, let's do this right now.
Dude, I was ready to win the title right then and there.
They should have just had a Money in the Bank right there, man.
You
You
should
should
just
have
gave it to me.
just gave it to you right there. It's
I
like
went through
sneak
enough,
it.
bro. I came in at I think it was number 4, and I was, out the entire time. And I won, and they still made me go through Kochi. Not a problem. Not a problem.
You retired him.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. All right. So we got VPW this Saturday, right?
Yeah.
So what match are you gonna be in? I'm sorry.
I'm managing the Even Stevens.
Even Stevens
The
this Saturday.
world you wouldn't know what match they're in, by the way, because VPW never promotes them. So I don't blame you for not knowing. They're wrestling two jabrones that they're gonna beat. I'm not worried about it. I'm not concerned. We are the world tag team champions of Victory Pro Wrestling. We are the greatest team to ever step through a curtain at Victory Pro Wrestling. So yeah, we're gonna take care of business.
hmm So yeah, Johnny Collins. See Johnny Collins manage the Even Stevens this Saturday in Bayshore, New York. Tickets are on sale now. So
Yes, they are.
it's VPW Tix, right? Or Eventbrite.
I think you could just go right to the Victory Pro Wrestling website,
And get your
which is
tickets
yeah,
now.
it's literally just victoryprowrestling.com, vpw.com.
I mean they're gonna sell it anyway because Johnny Collins is on the card. So there you go. He's just gonna be there. So there you go.
Oh, you flatter me, kind sir.
So John, do you have anything else coming up or
There's the Championship Entertainment Theater every Friday night. Never know when I'll be there. I have an open invitation every Friday night to be there. It's just whether or not I have prior commitments or not. There's that, there's my YouTube channel that I stay busy with. Um, what else? I don't know. That's kind of about it. Really, YouTube, wrestling, some acting here or there. That's about it.
it's like don't forget to sponsor Johnny.
Yeah, somebody's gonna sponsor me? Heck yeah.
Ryan, you're gonna do it? You have the money to sponsor Johnny? There you go, Ryan.
Do we
Right?
do that? Do we sponsor people?
I don't know. Do they sponsor people at VPW? I don't know.
No, definitely not in BPW. They don't have the budget for that.
Johnny's too expensive. There you go.
Likely.
but anyway, so you'll be at Championship Wrestling Entertainment VPW, maybe Championship maybe this week, right? VPW definitely, right?
Definitely VPW. I don't think Championship Entertainment this week. Possibly the week after. Never
Possibly.
say never. Never know when JC is gonna kind of bust through the curtain and strut my way down the aisle. But yeah, that's pretty much it. You can find me on YouTube. I like to say that my home is on the tube of you.
the tube of you. Yeah, there you go.
The tube of you.
Yeah.
Yes.
So anyway, thank you, Johnny, so much for coming on the podcast. It was long overdue. I'm
Dude,
the Metal Geek.
there.
That's Johnny Collins.
Yeah.
And we'll see you in the next one.